Hey guys, how's it going? It's John, and I'm back finally for another little quick update here. I know it's been a while since I've made an update video, but I mean, with all honesty, I have been pretty damn busy. And I honestly don't have that much to show you guys, but yeah. So I'm really sorry for not putting anything up for a while. It's just been, I've been busy, and it's just been kind of a disaster of late with, break and all that. But, since I'm finally on break, I finally got a little bit of free time, so I thought I'd hit you up with a really quick video. So I'm going to quit talking and just get right into it. I only have one hip-hop album, unfortunately. I know a lot of you guys, your main genre music is hip-hop, but I'm just going to show everything I have right off the bat. So first album I have right here is the Dead Kennedys Plastic Surgery Disasters, and I've been getting a lot into punk rock music of late. I kind of go through these different phases of punk rock, and the Dead Kennedys is a group that I've always kind of gravitated towards, though. I love the lead singer. I always forget his name. Jello something, but he has an awesome voice. He has an awesome vibrato in his voice that's just incredible. But this is actually their second album. But it's not fresh fruits for rotting vegetables by any means, but it's a more mature album, and I love the content on it. It's a must-have, though. It's it's fantastic. So there's the one I picked up. Second one is another album I picked up, and it's actually Black Flag's Damaged. And personally, I cannot speak too much on this album. I've only listened to it once, and I really am not too familiar with Black Flag, but I've heard incredible things about this album, so I'm definitely gonna give this more of a listen. But it was only $10. I'm like, you know what, might as well give it a listen. And so far I've actually enjoyed it. It's very hardcore punk, and if you're into that stuff, highly recommend it. Third was actually a Christmas present from one of my good friends of mine, and we did like a little record trade, and I gave him a reissue of the Beatles' Rubber Soul, and in exchange he gave me this one right here, Alkaline Trio, This Addiction. This is one of their latest albums. This one was released in 2009, I believe. They just came out with a new album, which I've not listened to, but this album is pretty damn good. It's not their best by any means, but it's a great album. And it's also a gatefold. One sec. And also it has an awesome vinyl. It's a green neon vinyl. Here, one second, let me show this to you. So beautiful, and this is limited edition as well. This album, this green vinyl edition, is pretty expensive online, so I was very happy to have that as well. Next, okay, I'm gonna get my hip hop vinyl out of the way, but this album is awesome. This album is just amazing. Ugly Heroes, Apollo Brown, let's see, Red Pill, and Verbal Kent. And I've never heard of Verbal Kent or Red Pill before, but I tell you what, this album is banging. Lyrically, unbelievable. It's very relatable. Well, not necessarily relatable, because I can't really relate to, really living in poverty and whatnot, struggling to, make your living. But they make it very relatable. You feel like you're walking in their shoes almost, and just an incredible album. And Apollo Brown right now is becoming one of my favorite producers. Some say that his beats get a little repetitive, but I disagree. I actually think that all of his beats are just awesome, and they stick with you, and it really grows on you after a while. But that's my hip hop one. And then this one was a little bit of an odd choice. One of my good friends of mine, he really loves Neutral Milk Hotel, and this is the album right here. This is Airplane Over the Sea, and it's the best way to describe it is like psychedelic experimental folk music. But I mean, it's a very short album, and I don't know, some people I can definitely see why you wouldn't like this album by any means, but it's very different, and I really like it. The lyrical content, very poetic, very intriguing. They talk a lot about war and disaster, and like, I mean, a couple songs on here are about, like, you know, the Holocaust and dying in the Holocaust, so it's kind of just depressing to an extent, but it definitely grows on you. I've listened to this album easily 30 times, and I adore it. I think it's amazing, but there you go. There you go, Airplane Over the Sea. This album I am so stoked to have as well. It's actually, I've talked about this band a few times, Porcupine Tree. They are my favorite band of all time, and this is an absolute masterpiece. This was actually the most I've ever paid for a vinyl record. I believe I paid close to $40 for it, which is a little outrageous, but I've wanted this album forever on vinyl, and I finally found it for a somewhat reasonable price, because Porcupine Tree, their albums are very, they're, you know, very limited pressings, and, you know, very expensive. They hardly ever come on the market, so I was so stoked to pick this up. Sounds amazing on vinyl, audiophile vinyl, 180 gram, all the, you know, the full 10 yards. So, see, there's track listing right there, and kind of depressing album, but it's also one of those albums that kind of grow on you. I mean, I thought it was good at first listen, but it's become like my favorite rock album easily of all time. So, give that a listen as well. And, let's see, one second, there's some other stuff I have here. Uno momento, por favor. Oh, shit. Here we go. Sorry about that. What can I say? OK Computer by Radiohead. Everyone loves this album. It's a classic album by, you know, everyone says it's a classic album, and I can see why. It's, you know, they're on their own level. Radiohead, they're completely original band. You know, Karma Police is obviously one of their most well-known hits, but this whole album as a whole is just blends together perfectly. Every track has an impact on this album, and it's just, you know, none of these tracks are skippable. So, and I love the artwork, really funky artwork, but I really never really listened to Radiohead until now. Actually, my language teacher, or my British literature teacher, was going on a rant about how good Radiohead is, and I was like, might as well pick up one of their albums and listen to it, and I did. And I am astonished by this album. It blew me away, and I've only listened to it. Actually, I've listened to it a handful of times, maybe 5 or 6 times, and it just gets better on every listen. So, but that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks, you know, always to Jason, you're awesome. Anthology Live 14, Chris McCormick, all you guys, Underground Vault. I love all you guys' videos. I think you guys are all awesome people. So happy holidays to you guys, and I will check in a little bit. Thank you.